jumpy all over the place. And now when I'm like still, I feel like a lot more confident and I guess firm.
That's really good, dude. That's really good, man. Well, I'm glad that you're getting some early results, because at the end of the day, yeah, like I'm confident we're gonna knock it out of the park this month. So, is there any calls that you didn't close, or anything that you, just didn't close that you want me to review?
I haven't had any like major sales calls. I think the first one I have is actually today. Yeah, today in two and a half hours is my first one that I got booked.
But like over the week though, like you did you close all the calls you took this week so far?
So far the qualified ones. I just had one unqualified one. That was it so far, yeah.
Unqualified, like money wise, or like what?
Like he didn't need anything that we offered. He had software, he had a list of funding partners, he had a list of buyers, so I was kind of confused why we even had the call. And the old me wouldn't have called him out on it. Like the old me would have just been like, yeah, okay, whatever. But I asked him, I was like, well, man, why did you even book this call if you have everything you need? So I kind of challenged him on it, which I really like. And he's just like, man, I just respect you guys. You let me in the free community, so I wanted to honor this.
Well, like there's absolutely nothing you guys could have done to help him.
No, well, I could have helped him with the price, because initially it was the price. So I was like, I was reviewing those calls that you had with that John guy, and one of the things is like, price aside, like, do you feel like you need any of this? Like, what do you see help you the most? So I did that with him, and he's like, honestly, man, he's like, I have all of this. I feel like I don't really need anything right now.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, that's cool. I mean, we can move on from that. Like if there's nothing you could have offered him, then that's fine. But at the end of the day, everybody has pain, right? So, like, I want to see kind of how you were asking your questions, because no one just willy-nilly books a call for the fun of it, right? Like he needed something, right? So even the guys that I used to close that had 200 units and had a dispo team and all that stuff, like they still had pain, right? They still had things that they needed, which is why they were on the call in the first place, right? So unless you're confident that like genuinely like he was Elon Musk and he could pop out properties like the back of his hand and he didn't need Paul at all, then we can move on. But I mean,
I'm like 75% confident. The reason why is because he's taken a course already. He just finished, and he has two different softwares. He said he has a list of buyers and people to fund his deals. So like, I've never really had a call with someone like that. Everyone's usually
role play it. Let's role play it.
Sure.
Because yeah, this just sounds like a typical A-type prospect.
Okay.
And one thing that you just have to understand is that like nobody would be on a call if they didn't need something.
That's true.
Right? Because it doesn't matter who you are. Like even I have pain. Everybody has pain.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a matter of like finding out what it is. Because a lot of the time, you know, there's usually two types of prospects, right? It's either identifying if someone is running away from pain or chasing pleasure, right? We already talked about that. But at the same time, you know, you can take someone from bad to good, which is like typical prospect, or you can take someone from good to great, right? So those prospects that are at good, it's just a matter of understanding two things. First is obviously understanding like what they actually need. So seeding doubt in their current process, right? So doubt is huge with these prospects. And then just like if he wasn't in hotshot and he wasn't egotistical, then you know that's easy to do. But sometimes you got to really put people in their place, because people are doing very well, like sometimes they're just assholes. And then second thing is, you know, asking them like, are they satisfied with the current results if they just stopped now? Like finding out why they want to continue, because most people would trade positions for them and just be like, I'm good, right? So like, why even bother continuing? Like, why not just stay where you're at right now, right? If he was on the call, like, was this guy fully retired? Like, literally, was he like?
No.
Okay, so if he wasn't fully retired and he still has goals, then clearly we can help him, right? Like, you know, it doesn't matter how experienced this person is. If someone doesn't verbally tell you like, hey man, I've achieved everything I've wanted out of life. I've retired myself. I'm fully present with my kids. Like, if they tell you that, then maybe, yeah, sure. But it sounds like this guy just needs more acceleration. Sure, he might have the tools, but what's bottlenecking him, right? What can we do to accelerate that process?
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Right? So we can role play it if you want. I can just act as you and you can act as him.
Sure. Yeah,
Uh,
so the price looks great. Like everything looks great, but I can't do it right now. Maybe in a month or two when things are a little worse, I can kind of look into this. But right now, I feel like I have everything I need.
okay, so I would even like go back into discovery, right? Like I wouldn't handle that call at that part because there's still a lot of things that we could have done in the discovery, right? So like first thing I would have set the frame, blah, blah, blah. So then I would have asked him. So yeah, what's his name?
It is Sharif.
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 Sharif. Is he Indian?
No.
Okay. All right. So Sharif, yeah. So like, what was it specifically that you saw from Paul that made you want to reach out?
I've just been in the challenge and I like the way that Paul talks and teaches. Yeah, and I really like the software that you guys. I'm trying to get some more inbound leads for my business.
Oh, interesting. Nice. And I guess with what you're doing right now, like talk to me a little bit more about your portfolio. Like, what does that look like right now?
Yeah, I haven't completed any deals quite yet, but I've just taken some training. I invested in that. I've got two separate softwares to find off-market deals. I've got a list of buyers and funding, so I feel like I'm on the right path.
Yeah. I mean, sounds like you kind of have everything kind of set up. I mean, there's still a few things I'd want to know just to see if we can actually help you and make sure it's a good fit for you. Because sometimes there are people that we can actually help, right? But that being said, like, what do you feel like at this point? Or actually, let's take a step back. Like, what are you actually looking to achieve right now? Like, what's the main outcome you're looking for when it comes to actually getting started in real estate?
Well, what I would like is out for next year. My income goal is to make 500K
500K, like active income or passive income?
active.
Active income. Okay. And how far are you from that right now?
I haven't even done one deal yet.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. I hear you. So, and I guess like outside of real estate, like what are you doing? Do you have a business? Are you working 9 to 5?
Yeah, I'm working a 9 to 5 job outside of this.
Okay. And you don't feel like you're able to achieve 500,000 active income with your job?
With my job, no.
What do you do for work?
I do. I'm a construction manager.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean that's probably pretty transferable depending on whether you're working commercial or residential. Um, but I guess talk to me, man, because it sounds like you have a few things kind of figured out. But honestly, the biggest thing, if I'm being totally honest with you, is just trying to figure out what it is specifically that we can do, right?
Mhm.
So with your current job, you're not able to get to that 500K a month mark. I guess with the processes and the softwares that you have now, and I guess like what you've already done so far, like what do you feel like is the biggest challenge right now when it comes to actually getting started?
I would say the funding. When I do come across deals, the earnest money deposit, that's one. And then second is finding the deals in the first place.
Okay, I want to keep on going there. I want to go in that line of thinking, but just a step back because I forgot to ask. When did you actually start this process? Like, when did you start looking at softwares? When did you start looking into real estate? Like, was it recently or has it been like a few months now?
It's been a year.
A whole year?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. But a whole year, like you haven't been able to find a single deal, like find a single property, start anything else like that?
No, not yet.
Interesting. Okay. So I guess with what you're doing now, um, with how you're dealing with deal sourcing and funding, you mentioned those two things, right?
Mhm.
Yes. What are you currently doing right now in your process right now that makes you feel like you need more help?
Um, it just more so I was kind of curious to see what exactly your software could offer because the biggest thing for me that I need help with is finding inbound leads to do this.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay. With the current process that you have now, like you're not able, over the last year, you have been able to get inbound leads at all?
No, like I come across a few, but it's not enough to where the volume that I want.
Gotcha. Okay. So like you've seen deals, but you haven't pulled any triggers on them. Like just so I can kind of understand and I can get more context here, really. Like why haven't you pulled the trigger on anything yet?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it didn't feel like the right deal quite yet. I'm trying to make sure that the numbers all work before moving forward.
Okay. And yeah, I'm more than happy to show you like what we do, right? But it honestly just depends on what you're looking for, right? A lot of real estate investors kind of come to us for different reasons, right? A lot of guys already are at 200 units themselves, or they're just starting, right?
Mhm.
And there's also some people that are like you, where they have some stuff, they've been doing it for a while now, but they haven't been able to actually see the results they're looking for, right? So it sounds like you're not like satisfied with the results you've been able to see so far, right?
Yeah,
Obviously
I'd
not.
say so.
Yeah. So you mentioned earlier like the volume of deals, right? The volume of deals, and also like you didn't feel like the deals were the right fit, or like you just didn't feel like it was the right time to get into it.
Mhm.
I guess with your current process, is there anything else you would change about your current process if you could?
Yeah, I would say, yeah, like increasing my lead flow as well as finding some more funding to kind of find these partners when I come across those good deals.
Okay. Okay. Well, dude, I mean, can I just give you some thoughts?
Sure.
Because, like there's obviously a few more things that I kind of want to know, like more about your background, like kind of what your goals are. But, just so we can kind of anchor this like tactical information that's super relevant and important to how you're going to actually invest. I mean, look, if you've been doing something for over a year, right, and you haven't been able to see results, obviously we have to make a change. Would you agree?
Yes.
Right? Because the definition of insanity is what?
Doing the same thing over again.
And expecting a different result, right?
Yeah.
So it's good that you're coming to us and being proactive about it. And I guess just like finding out what it is that you can do more, right? But one thing that really is just kind of striking my mind, right? Like if you've been using the current resources you've had now for the last year and you haven't been able to see the same results, you haven't been able to get funding, you haven't been able to get the right leads, I guess like what's prevented you in the last year to get like more resourceful and kind of get to that next level and invest into new things to get to the next level?
Well, I felt like I have. Like I invested in this one course. It gave me 5 seminars a year, and that was great. I learned a lot. It gave me everything I need, I felt like, but I just haven't got the success that I've wanted to get so far.
Okay. So like, and how long ago was that?
A year ago, I started.
A year ago. Yeah. So still, right? Like we're learning a lot, but we haven't done much, right?
Mhm.
So like my question is like, what's prevented you from like going further and like investing more money or more resources to be able to get to that deal? Because usually there's two types of business owners, right? First business owner is someone who just like uses what they have. Maybe they've received training in the past and they think it's good enough just to get by, and it might take them a year or two to find a deal. There's
Mhm.
another business owner who does whatever it takes, time, money, whatever, to be able to get to where they want to go, right?
Mm.
So my question to you is like, why haven't we done that yet? Like, why haven't you actually taken that next step in the last year?
I guess I just felt like I haven't found the right person to kind of guide me along that process.
Gotcha. Okay. Totally fair. Yeah. And I mean, good for you for investing yourself in the past, right? That's super important. A lot of the guys that I speak to, they've never even invested in a program. So you're already ahead. It's just the problem is I just want to, yeah, just like kind of highlight some of the, I guess the patterns that we're doing now that's leading us ultimately not to succeed in the space, right? Because that's what you're here for. Strategy session, some accountability. And if you're going to work with Paul, that's what you're going to get, right? But let's take a step back for a second. A little bit of what we do here. What's his name again?
Paul Thompson?
Paul Thompson. Yeah. So a little bit of what we do, right? Paul and our team, we're able to get you your first deal within 90 days. Right. We actually guarantee that. And it just depends on how we do that. Like it's not like a one size fits all approach, which we'll get to in a bit. But just that's what we do. Right. So if you come with us, like the minimum result you'll be able to get is one deal. And if you need that funding, like you said, we can also provide that too. Right. So like I know you mentioned you have been able to find anybody that you've trusted or like you resonated with. So like may I ask, right, just to make sure it's like we would even be a fit for you. I guess what have you seen so far as like programs or mentorships in the last 12 months?
Sorry, you cut out.
I guess in the last like 12 months, because you said you haven't resonated or like found that person to help you.
Yep.
I guess has there been anyone in the last 12 months that could have helped you, but you just didn't pull the trigger on?
Yeah, there's been a few, but they were asking like 10, 15K, and it was just way out of my budget range.
Okay. Well, I mean that's fair enough. Is it just like you don't have that money, or like you just didn't want to spend it?
I just don't have that type of money. I haven't closed a deal yet. That's what I want to do. I want to close a deal and then use those funds to upgrade.
I hear you. Well, I mean, yeah, that's a total I guess, casual, common way of thinking. But are you like open to a different perspective?
Sure.
Can you see how that way of thinking of like waiting for your first deal to be able to fund and get resourceful and invest into your skill set, like waiting for that money to come in, right, has put you in a position where 12 months has gone by and we still haven't been able to find that first deal?
Kind of like what do you mean? Like, could you explain?
Yeah, because usually, right, like if people are coming to us or even any program for that matter, they're looking to do what? They're looking to either accelerate growth or they're looking to start something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's good that you've started, like at least you've tried to invest into softwares and you've done some like master classes with some other people, but we still haven't done anything in 12 months, right? Like just to be frank. So my question is, like the perspective I'm offering you is, can you see how that way of thinking where you've allowed yourself to not invest further into your skill set, further into resources, has led you to where you are now, like 12 months later, no deals, no nothing?
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, and dude, I don't want to sound like an ass. Like I don't want to be like a dick here. But I'm just being honest, right? Like I hope you didn't come on this call to have someone tell you what you wanted to hear, right? You need to hear these things. 'Cause at the end of the day, the only way for us to actually get to that next level is to do what? The same things or different things?
Different.
Yeah, and I appreciate you for recognizing that. So then if I were to ask, right, like in the last 12 months, because I know you said like funding and deals and there's been a lot of missing pieces in the last 12 months. I guess in that time period, not having those resources and not having the properties to look at or someone to walk you through them or even the funding to have it, like, I guess how many opportunities have you missed out on in the last 12 months?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, yeah, probably a lot.
Yeah, probably a lot. So here's what we can do, right? And again, like this is like an invitation to either, be open to trying something new or just like continue doing the same path. So my question to you, like very casually, right? It's like, what happens if we keep allowing that way of thinking to prevent you from investing further into your business and development?
I guess I just kind of stay on the path that I'm on.
Yeah. So before we kind of talk about like what we do and kind of like the competitive edge that we'll be able to give you in the next 90 days for your first deal. But my question is, even before that, like how committed are you to, I guess, become that person and invest into your skill set to get there? Because you don't have to. Like I'm being honest, you don't have to.
Yeah, no, I'm fully committed. I need to make this happen.
Right. So pause role play. So you see what I did, right? So essentially, like I just did a light discovery at the top and, identified what he's doing for work, why he's not at 500K, why he can't scale that. Like, why not do it yourself? Right? Eliminate DIY objection. Understand, what tools he's using, what he's invested in the past. He said, oh, he's done stuff in the past. Identifying what was missing and why he hasn't got there. And then I start going into the alignment phase, like the pre-handling part, where like I asked, like, well, what's prevented you from actually doing something different, right? Like, what's prevented you from investing even more money? And then you went into money, and then you went into person, and then you went to all these different things. And I just used that logic against you, right? So, and I didn't even tackle like the money, right? I didn't even tackle the budget because that's something that we can help with at the end, like with the financing and our payment plan.
For sure.
But at the end of the day, what's more important, is it the money or is it the belief that he should invest before he finds a deal?
The belief, for sure.
Yeah. So I reframed that, right? So that's someone who 100% can close, and those are honestly my favorite leads that come in. Because a lot of the times in real estate, people have already done things. So it's super important to like seed doubt in their process and just consequence that a little bit more, right?
Gotcha.
And then from that point, like honestly, at that point, depending on time, you can honestly just pitch. Like you could go into goals, but if this is someone who's like super sharp, like you could just like go back and then like after they said they're committed, you can just go into like the goals or like the success phase, which is the next part, right? Just identifying like what they were looking for in that program, because he said he already spoke to someone. And like identifying what he's looking for in a coach, aside from the investment, what he's looking for in a coach to make it successful, why he values those things. And then going into goals, which is just, you can either do like light goals or heavy goals, depending on the prospect.
Mhm.
With this person, I probably just would have been pretty light. So yeah, so like now that I understand, like that's the main bottleneck. It's just like, the commitment level to you being able to actually get to that next level is just finding that right person and being committed to finding that person as opposed to putting it off, right? So if you're there, great. That's all I need to hear. So I guess just going back to that goal, right? 500K. I mean, that's a very specific goal. And that's, I mean, you said that's like, I mean, how much, like, if I were to ask, like, if we were to multiply your income now, like, how much would that be? Like, would that be like a 2x, 3x, 4x?
Probably be like a 5x.
Gotcha. Okay. So you're making like 100 grand a year after taxes?
Yeah, around that.
Okay. So yeah. So I mean, I'm just curious, man. Like, why 500K? I mean, that's a very ambitious goal. Love it. But like, I have to ask, like why 500K? And
I
then you can
want to
go
be
into,
able. Okay, okay, gotcha.
and then they can tell you, and then you can do probe time impact if you want. So like, what do you mean? How long have you felt that way, or whatever? And then impact. If you were able to do that, like, being the person is very different from, like wanting to be the person. Would you agree? Yeah. So like, if you're able to do that, like, how would things be different? Like compared to your lifestyle now. And then you can just keep on probe time impact. You can just keep on going, right? You don't have to, but like just to quantify what it is. Because if someone has a very high goal, then there's probably a high emotional thing or a state that we can pull from that, and we can
Damn.
leverage later.
Damn.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Dude, yes. Thank you. Wow.
Yeah. So, I would just say yeah, it sounds like the lowest hanging fruit is just going through that alignment phase. If you do that and you execute it well, like you should be able to close like 50% more of your deals.
So alignment, if that's on the mirror, let me see here. Not the that's on the Miro board, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's also on the Notion too.
It's also in which one?
The Notion.
The Notion. So which one should I focus on? Because that's where I was focusing more on the Notion because it seems a lot more kind of like cut to the chase. What do you feel like?
Whatever you feel is better. I personally like to use a Notion because it doesn't, like, if I have it open on my screen, it doesn't, I can't, the prospect can't see that I'm looking at a page because it's black. If you have the night mode on, the Miro is white, so they can see that you're looking at something.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So okay, so the Notion then that makes sense. Interesting. And so for the Miro board, the question I wanted to ask you is like this is obviously probably a dumb question, but like what is the difference between BizOp and normal?
So in your case, so BizOp is business opportunity, right? And then normal is like selling a business owner lead generation or selling a closer sales training, right? Like,
Oh,
you know what I mean? So you can kind of use both.
okay.
For this guy, Paul, that you just spoke to, he'd probably be BizOp because he hasn't done anything, right?
Okay.
For people that are more sophisticated and like they have a dispo team and they're like massive, then you can use normal and you can just be like, like, what do you feel like you guys are not doing that you feel like is not at the level that you could be, or it says something like that, right?
Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
So that's what I would say, but hopefully that was helpful.
Dude, it was so helpful. I kind of feel dumb for not doing that first call properly, but I'm glad we're doing this now.
I would give him a call back
Really?
and
You'd
be
like
like
redo it?
and be like, yeah, Paul just reviewed your call, and there was a few things that like a few things that we could have hit. So I had some thoughts that I want to share with you. Like, when can you get back on a call with me?
Gotcha. Okay. And then obviously review this call before so that I can kind of have that prepared.
Yeah, because dude, like, this guy is a fan of Paul, and he, one second. Yeah, what I was saying is like, he's a fan of Paul, and like he's very warm, so like you can get him back.
Okay.
Yeah. But what else, man?
I think that's it for the most part. One thing that I wanted to run this by you. When you were doing your closing, like were you the only closer or did you have other closers with you?
I was closing with me, another person, and then the founder.
So when you guys were doing the closing, like did you have any sort of boundary with the prospects? Like if you spoke to one, the other one couldn't just kind of take it from you?
I mean, yeah, typically if I'm speaking to someone and I've already spoken to them, like then I should be like the direct line of contact, right?
Okay.
Yeah, unless like, you know, it's a lead that's like super old and maybe someone else spoke to them and you're just like re-engaging the conversation. You're like, hey, you spoke to my colleague. I'm actually one of the enrollment directors here as well. Just want to see what, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, because I'm running into the issue with the other salesperson because she like we set up a boundary. If we've spoken to a lead within a month, that's kind of like our lead. And she keeps just like I don't know what other word to use, but kind of greasing the sale away from me. And I caught her doing it again today, even though we've already met and spoken with the sales manager about not doing this. So I'm going to meet the sales manager tomorrow after our huddle and kind of run him through this and see like what would be the best. Because like normally if we were just if it was great if things were great and we're all closing leads, it's no big deal, whatever, we'll split the commission. But we're in the scenario where we're kind of fighting for that closer role. And if she closes that deal that I've been working so hard on and been keeping contact with, it kind of pisses me off. Like, what do you think?
I guess question for you is like, why aren't like, how is she responding faster, or how is she even doing that if it's your lead?
So what happens is we had I spoke to this guy and this guy was like just about to go on a 2-week vacation to Europe. So he's like, I just want to set this up for when I come back. I want to hit the ground running. So I said,
Yeah.
perfect. I booked a meeting with him for today because this is when we were going to do this. And he had booked another call that fell into her calendar, but I had extensively a ton of notes, the recording of the call that we originally spoke on, like it was ready. So she disregarded all that, called the dude, and I called her out on it. I was like, hey, like we had this agreement. Why did you do that? She was like, oh, I didn't look at the notes. Sorry. And I kind of think that's BS.
Yeah. It could have been an honest mistake, but if someone's booked on your calendar, and then I mean, yeah, it's your lead. But yeah, I mean, if it's happening like more than once, and like if there's other scenarios, then and you're fighting for that closer role, then dude, like then fuck it, just like dial your leads faster. Like just do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? Like just be more on top of it. Be more proactive, right? Like you like sure, like it makes sense, and obviously like it's not right for her to do that, but at the same time, like it's about survival. So you just gotta be quicker, and you just gotta do what you gotta do.
Okay.
And if one of her leads do that, oops, I didn't see the notes, and you can just take it.
Yeah, but I don't want to stoop to that level though, you know, like
Yeah, obviously not. But like
no honor kind of thing.
just be proactive with your leads, and just work harder. You know.
You know what I think I could have done is I could have checked up on him like a week ago. I think that would have prevented this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure. Like if it's the way that you approach me with this question, if I was your sales manager, like initially, I would just be like, well, how did she get in touch with your lead in the first place? Like that shouldn't happen, right? Like,
yeah.
So that's the first thing. So like, yeah, it's not right technically, but at the same time, like there could have been things that you could have done to like avoid that, and it just shows like you weren't on top of that lead enough to know that she even spoke to that person, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, and like, yeah, that's basically it.
Okay. Thanks, man. I needed a different perspective because I knew like I was kind of being a little emotional about it. I wanted to get some logic into this.
Yeah, like it's 100% wrong. It's just you just got to work a little bit harder.
Okay, fair enough.
You know, but why don't we do this? Because I have a little bit of time left. I'm not sure what your timing is on, but if you have stuff you got to do, if you got to follow up, like that's more important than this.
I have a call in 15 minutes. I gotta hop on.
Okay, let's just do a little role play in 5-minute role play. I want you to be the prospect, and sorry, I want you to be the salesperson. And I'll be the prospect.
Okay, hold on. Let me open this up.
Sure.
Okay. So how do you want to start?
Just from the top.
Okay. Hey, Daniel, how's it going?
Not too bad. How are you?
Good, man. Yeah, looks like you booked on a calendar today about possibly getting some help with commercial real estate investing. Is that right?
Yeah.
Great, man. So essentially, the first part of this call is we're just going to go and really find out more about your background as far as what you've been doing in the past, essentially what you're doing now, and to see what kind of goals you have in mind to see if this is something that we could actually help you with. Because, yeah, sometimes there are folks that we just can't help, right?
Yeah. Sounds fair enough.
Cool, man. So I guess I should start out by asking, how did you hear from Paul that made you, want to look into this further?
Oh, I just saw an ad and like I clicked on it and I got called.
Gotcha. You saw the ad. Okay. And then based on that ad, was there anything that specifically resonated with you that made you book this call?
Yeah, like I saw that you guys were doing commercial properties, like, and like blah 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 blah, and like, how your clients are finding good properties with good returns and possibly helping them raise capital and stuff. So it seemed interesting.
Okay. No, makes sense. And then as far as investing goes here, Daniel, what is your experience so far?
Yeah, I have some experience. I'm a realtor, and I've been in the real estate world for like 25 years now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I have obviously my own home. I have a rental property that I bought like back in 2011.
Okay.
So yeah, like I'm doing good. I'm doing okay.
Okay. Interesting. So would you say that the majority of your experience kind of lies in the residential realm, or do you have anything with commercial as well?
Just residential.
Just residential. Okay. So I'm curious then, Daniel, what's caused you to want to kind of move into the commercial side of things?
Uh, I mean, yeah, like what you guys said on this stuff, like just better returns, rent control, more flexibility, and I guess just more hedge, like against like, inflation and potential crashes and stuff.
Gotcha. Okay. No, that
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah, those are all great points. I guess just Daniel, so I'm not assuming here, like what would you say is kind of the biggest challenge you're facing from just causing you to just go and jump into this all on your own?
Sorry, what was that?
What's yeah, so what I said was just so that I'm not assuming here, like what would you say is the biggest challenge you're facing that's preventing you from just doing this all on your own?
Um, well, I mean, I am, right? Like I'm looking at deals right now. And it's good that you guys have some insight. So, just wanted to see like what it is that you guys are offering to see if it makes more sense to go with you guys or if I should just continue doing what I'm doing.
Interesting. Okay. And a little bit more about what you're doing, like as far as looking for deals, like how long has that been going on for?
Um, I mean, I've been looking. I'm a realtor, right? So that's what I do for a living. I've
Yep.
been doing that for a long time. But I mean, like I've been looking for my next deal for the last like 3 months.
3 months. Gotcha. And so we're talking about the commercial side of things. So when you're looking for your next deal, like what kind of areas are you using? Like a software? Do you have like a separate one or
Yeah, no, I just use the MLS. Um,
MLS?
I'm a realtor, so I have access to all those deals, and there are some pocket listings that some people in my network have.
Okay.
So yeah.
Pocket listings. Okay. And with your current process of finding deals, do you feel like there's anything that you can improve on, or is this something that you're completely happy with right now?
Yeah, I would say I'm okay. Like I mean, it's not like terrible. Hasn't been that long. Um, at the end of the day, like I'm just trying to see what you guys offer and kind of what I can kind of do to I guess improve my process and just see what you guys do.
For sure. And I mean, like the thing is, with us, the biggest thing that's important to us is to make sure that this is a right fit, right? Because it's one thing to go over what we offer and the training and so forth, but it's another thing to make sure that this is actually a right fit for you. So that's kind of why I'm asking you, as far as your process goes and everything like that. Now, as far as finding a deal, like it's been 3 months so far, right?
Mhm.
So have you came across anything that's kind of caught your eye quite yet, or is that something that you're needing some help with?
Okay, pause. So you're thinking about it the right way. Like I get what you're doing. And like you're on the right path, but there's a few things that we could have done earlier to just get past this point, right? Because ideally the challenge should be very evident, like very clear why they're on the call. Because one thing you have to understand is like they're on the call because they either know nothing because they're clueless, or like something is missing in their current process that's stopping them from like seeing the results they want, right? So just keep that in mind, right? So it's like we have to figure out who we're talking to and what is those things. What are those things? So like, you know, even before I talk about like how you framed it, it was good. You know, I would have, instead of you said like, how did you hear about us? So, like, how did you see? Like, I would have just been like, what did you see from us that made you specifically interested in like reaching out? More deep, like a more intentional, intentional, right? You saved it well though. You said, oh, like, what did you see? Right. So you saved it, but I just would have asked it the right time the first time. So, but back to what I was saying earlier, like, so for this person, they're a realtor, they have experience, they've probably invested in the past. This is a common person, right? So for you, it's like identifying what is wrong with their current portfolio that's making them want to do more, right? Like, keep that in mind, like what's so sucky about their current portfolio that makes them want to do more? And then second thing is what's happening in their current process that's stopping them from doing more. Okay, like those are like mental things. Like, so you could have asked like initially with the portfolio, right? Like I said, I have one property, my house, and one more, and I've been a realtor for 25 years. That doesn't really add up, right? Like that's not good. Like if you've been a realtor for 25 years and you sell homes for a living, you should probably be at 10 units or 25 if you've been in the game for 25 years. So it's like, so the first thing I would have probed into that faster as opposed to getting more background information. So again, it's like you have to be nimble and you just have to follow the flow of the conversation, because if you go wide, it'll end up making the call long-winded, and then it's like hard to kind of cut deep, right? So be more nimble. So in that case, when I said, oh, I have one property plus mine, oh, nice, okay, got it. And I would have just instantly said, well, I mean, are you satisfied with your current portfolio? Like, are you happy with your results that you're seeing so far with your portfolio? Probably would have said yeah or no, right? Some people don't want to say no right away because they don't want to be vulnerable. So they might say, yeah, it's okay. Like, it's all right. I'm just looking for more. So then it's asking them, okay, well, like, what, yeah, just like give me some more context, right? Like you have one property, like as far as cash flow goes, like, are you cash flowing negatively? Are you cash flowing positively? Like what's the current like performance of your portfolio that's making you want to do more? Right. And they might say positive, right? Because not a lot of people are negative these days. It just depends on the market. So you ask them if they're negative cash flowing, then, oh, wow, probe time impact, how long, what impact, right? But if it was like, yeah, no, I have one property, it's cash flowing well, I'm looking for more. Okay, got it. So now we go into process. Like what are the things that are missing from this 25-year-old realtor stopping them from getting more deals? Okay. So, you know, you've been in the game for 25 years. You obviously have a lot of experience in the stature in real estate. Congrats. And you've done a little bit more than most people, right? But it sounds like you're looking to do a lot more, right? And we'll get into that. Like we'll talk about your goals a little bit later. But I guess when it comes to your current portfolio, what do you feel like is the biggest challenge right now? That's like, the biggest challenge right now that's, I guess, causing you to hit a roadblock or like not making you move as fast when it comes to actually increasing that portfolio and getting more property. So find the tangible problem, like, and that's also in the script too. On the Miro board, it says find tangible. So
that's what I'm looking at right now.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, so what is a tangible problem? Okay. Then from there, they might say, oh, deal flow. Oh, lending. Oh, whatever they say, write it down. Get context. What do you mean by that? Cool. Once we get the tangible problem, then we want to find the experience of that problem, which is basically the situation or event situation or event that led them to believe they needed more help. So then it's like, okay, so you said deal flow, funding. So when it comes to you, like your current process of like finding deals and finding capital, I guess with your current process, like what makes you feel like you need more help?
Mhm.
They tell you the experience. Oh, like I haven't done it before, or the lead flow is shitty, or I don't have partners. You know what I mean? So then we get more out of them, right? And that's it. Like literally, it's just the basics. Like framing the call properly, identifying what it is that they're trying to do, whether they're starting out or they need to accelerate.
Mhm.
And if they're accelerating, finding out what's stopping them. Tangible problem, experience.
Okay.
And then, yeah, and that's basically it. And as a side note, like I wasn't giving you pushback because naturally as a human, I'm going to want to appeal to you, and I'm gonna want my ego, it doesn't want to seem inferior to you, right? So I'm going to play it off like it's okay. I'm going to say it's all right. I'm going to say that, oh yeah, it's all right. Like I've only been doing it for 3 months, right?
Okay.
So it's your job to really like in your mind, like just a mindset is just, and this also goes for objections. Like you kind of want to have like an internal, like visceral reaction. Visceral means like bad, like ew, like what the heck? Whenever someone says anything, right? Like 3 months, 3 months. Wow. Okay. Like 3 months, or like they're looking to get more, or like they're cash flowing negatively. Oh, shoot. Like how long? Right?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And like that mindset will get you to just open them up more, because the question that I stopped you on at the very end, which you can watch the recording, you were like, you weren't really trying to go deep with me. Like you weren't really challenging it. You were just kind of going over it. You were like, well, yeah, like, we want to make sure it's the right fit. So like based off what you're doing now, like what would you improve on? Or like what, like what would you improve on? Like it wasn't really like a direct, like, okay, like what's missing? Like why haven't you got there yet?
Mhm.
Right? So yeah, so it's like this person, like most think they have what it takes, think they know what they're doing, but again, they're on the call with you because like they genuinely need to get on the call with you.
Yeah.
Right. So does that make sense?
Yeah, dude. Tons. Thank you.
Yeah, because that will definitely avoid the like, oh, I can do this myself, and like, oh, like whatever. But and you also asked me like you tried to ask me a DIY question, which was like, oh, like, well, like why not just like do it yourself? Versus, well, yeah, like you've been in the space for like 25 years now, and you've found properties in the past. I guess like with the experience that you have now, what makes you feel like you need more help, like more advanced support to get more properties, as opposed to just doubling down on what you already know,
Mm,
right?
damn. Yeah, it's a lot more context.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like you need to get the answers that you want fast, not rushed, but you need to get your context quick, or else the person's going to just steamroll you. They're going to think that they can do it themselves. They're just going to have too much confidence, right?
Yeah.
The whole point of the sales call is to like break down that confidence and then create a wedge in that confidence to your solution, and then to their goals. And then you're offering a solution to them, which is that bridge, right? The only bridge that they can take.
Okay.
Yeah. Little by little, man. Like these are things that like you're gonna be learning in every call that we have. We have that call tomorrow. These are just small things and small mindsets that you're gonna start adopting, and you're gonna sound so much more confident on the call, and like, you're going to get respect from people right away, no matter how experienced they seemed, based off of your questioning, right, dude? I was freaking 18, bald head, freaking high pitched voice, higher than it is now, asking 50-year-olds like freaking like what happens if they don't get the retirement, like very 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 vulnerable questions, but I got that respect because I was able to sniff out their BS initially, call them out on it, and like really make them say why they're in their position, and that starts in the beginning.
Makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So basically it. Yeah, we can stop it here. You said you had your call. Like we can stop the role play here, unless you had any other questions, dude. You have me until your call.
No, man. No other questions. That was super helpful. It makes me really want to practice this now. So, yeah. I think this next call will go a lot better though, because we're doing this.
Yeah. One thing I would say like just final thing, like you're going to feel more and more confident and more like in pocket to like try to go it and attack these questions with people. But one thing you want to know is like you still want to come from like a humble position, because it could come off like you could come off like too hard, right? Like intensity is like a dial. It's not a knob. It's not like a doorknob. It's a dial, right? So like initially in the beginning, like you want to be soft, you want to be warm, you want to smile. If someone's answering your questions, you want to say, honestly, man, I appreciate you for being vulnerable and letting me know that. And then like as the call goes up, depending on how much resistance they're giving you or how many objections you're getting, then you can sort of turn up that dial and just get a little more serious, right? But you want to always
Gotcha.
you want to always come from a position of service, right? And wisdom.
Okay, makes sense. One is, what do you feel about my virtual background here?
So much better.
Is
So
it?
much
Okay.
better.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, and I mean another thing too, like I mean your outfit is totally fine, like it's cool. But like, do you have dress shirts? Oh, I think we cut out. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I was just asking, like your outfit is fine, like it's totally fine. But do you have like dress shirts?
Yeah, oh, definitely, I do.
Yeah, wear them.
I was gonna start wearing, like, I really like this new kind of trend. It's like a quarter zip. I really like those polos.
Yeah. Quarter zip, dress shirt, you know, you wanna look clean, you wanna look important.
So something
Right.
with a collar then.
Doesn't always have to be a color. Like your outfit is totally fine.
Okay.
Is just that, you know, like if someone is investing multiple thousands of dollars with you, like it's important that you look the part, right?
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah. But no, man, like that's pretty much all I would do. Do you have any other questions for me, brother?
No, man, thank you for this. I appreciate this, man.
Totally, man. Yo, do you mind doing me a favor
Sure.
before your call? If you can just text it to me. Do you mind just like, because I'm trying to obviously like get more people into this and like I'm trying to like provide value online. Do you mind just like recording like a 30-second video, just literally being honest about your situation, saying how you just started, but like how much more confident you feel, and like just some of the things that you've learned very quick?
Dude, 100%. But the only thing is my call is in the meeting room right now, or the waiting
You're
room.
good. Whenever you have the chance today, just shoot me over a quick video. It doesn't have to be a crazy testimonial, just showing where you were and why you trusted me and what you've learned so far.
100%.
All right, man. Appreciate your time, man. See you later.
Appreciate
Bye-bye.
you. Peace.